All right, here's the 5 worst and 5 best reads of 2023 for me. I'll keep the descriptions of each short for your viewing pleasure. Let's start with the 5 worst. First up, Richard Ford's memoir, Between Them. This is his recollection of his parents. Writers, Hemingway I would throw into this category, have this tendency once they have a lot of acclaim and they've had a lot of sales over the course of a long career to sort of fall into this trap of thinking that anything they write about is going to be interesting because of who they are and because of the quality of their prose. This is a prime example. There's a lot of beauty in it, but man, it's just super, super ordinary. And he doesn't do anything crazy interesting. Kind of like what Hemingway did later in his career with True at First Light or Green Hills of Africa. A legendary writer, a good writer, but this just wasn't cutting it for me. Next up, Villages by John Updike. I love Updike. This felt, though, like John Updike was doing a bad impersonation of John Updike. He did nothing new in this novel, and what he did do was just abysmal. Next up, Fox 8 by George Saunders, another great writer. This right here was more of an experiment, I think, on his part, but some experiments should never leave the laboratory. They shouldn't see public eyes. This is one of them. I thought this was insufferable. Donna Tartt's The Secret History. I put hours into this book, 250, 300 pages in. I just had to quit because the characters were so pretentious and uninteresting to me. Sorry, I know it's popular. I forfeited this thing. The quality of the prose was good at times, at other times it was pretty rough. Next up, The Laughing Monsters from Dennis Johnson. Johnson is great and his dialogue is always really strong, but he gets into certain genres at times where you can tell as a writer he's being honest and he's doing what he wants to do, but what he wants to do isn't always all that enjoyable to the reader. And I would throw this book, The Laughing Monsters, in that category. By far the least favorite Johnson novel that I've read, and I've probably knocked out 7-ish. This was the worst so far. Now let's talk about the 5 best. This stack could be a lot bigger. I read a lot of really, really, really good books. I tried to narrow it down to 5 that really wounded me in all the right ways. Claire Keegan's Foster, short novella, absolutely superb. The quality of everything in this book is right where it should be. Claire produced a miracle when she put pen to page. Graham Greene's The End of the Affair. This was really, really wonderful. What a story. There are moments in Graham's work that just arrest you, that just stop you right in your tracks and make you go, man, that is such an original, brilliant, beautiful sentence. It's a great story, great perspective. It's romance. It's a search for God. It's man running from what he knows, clinging to what he doesn't. End of the Affair, really solid work. Stoner by John Williams. This was written by a virtuoso. This is genius, literary perfection when it comes to realism. American literature is so much better because that book exists. There's no gimmicks, there's no tricks, as Hemingway would call it. It's just pure perfection. People try to get so original to do creative things. And that's good, David Foster Wallace with footnoting and things. And that's all cool. These things are interesting and they put a new meaning on what a novel could be. But in Stoner, John Williams just says, no, here's exactly what I'm doing. We know what he's doing. We see him doing it. There's not much left to the imagination. And somehow it's pure perfection on page. Just chef's kiss, perfect novel. Train Dreams by Dennis Johnson. He somehow made the list as the worst and the best. This right here is almost on par with Stoner. It's a different type of novel. There's almost elements of magical realism in this. You can call it like a psychological thriller or like elements of psychological thrill in this novel. But Train Dreams is brilliant. It wounded me. It really marked me for many, many days. I still think about it often. I've gotten friends to read this book as well, and they've all really enjoyed it. Anyone I've recommended that book to, they've liked. Finally, the best of 2023, because it's perhaps one of the best of my life, is The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. I could talk about that for way too long, so I'm going to pass on a monologue and just say Happy New Year. I hope and pray that 2024 is a really fruitful year for you as you open up books, keep your nose in the page, and become a better human being for it.